you tell them one thing. Just win, baby.
What is up, Raider Nation? I'm your host, Samoa Raider, and let's get right into your Nation News. First up, I want to give a huge congratulations to our newly acquired defensive end that we brought in this offseason, Yannick Ngakoue, for getting the AFC Defensive Player of the Week this week against the Philadelphia Eagles. He had 4 total tackles, 2 sacks, 2 pass deflections, and 2 quarterback hurries in that game. So far this season, Yannick Ngakoue and Mad Max Crosby have both received AFC Defensive Player of the Week awards. And looking at this duo, Mad Max Crosby and Yannick Ngakoue both lead the league in QB pressures. It's a huge accomplishment for the Raiders, especially having 2 really solid, really good pass rushers on the defensive line. We haven't had that in quite a while. Honestly, to me, I do believe that we have the best pass rushing duo in the NFL right now today. If you guys disagree with me or agree with me, let me know down in the comments below. Now, speaking of pass rushers, I want to talk about a pass rusher that we picked up in the 2019 draft with our 4th overall pick, Clelin Ferrell. According to Raiders Wire, there are reports that defensive end Clelin Ferrell have been in trade discussions. And with the trade deadline coming up real soon, I wouldn't be too surprised if the Raiders were to make some moves. Right now, we are sitting pretty at 5-2, and we have a good chance at competing for the Super Bowl this year. And if we want to take advantage of that opportunity, then it means that the Raiders would need to go out there and make all the necessary moves to make this team better than it already is. And Clelin Ferrell looks to be the player that could be on the trade block and could spark some interest. He's young, he has upside, and in the right system, he could be a solid player on any defensive line. Ferrell has had moments in the silver and black, but he has never lived up to the hype of being the 4th overall pick. In his 3-year career with the Raiders in 32 games, he totaled 68 tackles, 6.5 sacks, 11 tackles for loss, 8 pass deflections, 2 forced fumbles, and 19 quarterback hits. The Raiders reportedly are open to trading him as his role has become nearly invisible, and the team wants to get rookie defensive end Malcolm Kuntz more involved. Now, the current asking price for Clelin Ferrell is unknown as of right now, but there are reports going around that he could go somewhere around a 3rd to 5th round pick. Shit, we better get somewhere around a 2nd round pick at best. Trading Clelin Ferrell away would save the Raiders $3.3 million in cap space this year and $4.7 million in 2022. I do believe that the Raiders will pull the trigger on this move if they do find the right trade partners. So my question to you guys is, would you guys want to trade Clelin Ferrell away right before the trade deadline, or would you guys want to keep him for the rest of the season? Let me know down in the comments below. Now, another Raider that had been involved in trade talks had been our backup quarterback, Marcus Mariota, aka the Throwing Samoan, aka the Flying Hawaiian, aka my cousin, aka the Big Oos. According to Patrick Walker of CBS Sports, he believes that the Cleveland Browns could be a perfect trade partner for Marcus Mariota. With Baker Mayfield out with an injury, they can use a more reliable backup quarterback than Case Keenum. Mariota does have a no trade clause, so at the end of the day, it's his decision. If I was in the Raiders' shoes, if they were smart enough, they would keep Marcus Mariota for the rest of the season. If anything was to happen to DC, knock on wood, we have a reliable backup quarterback, the best backup quarterback in the NFL, in Marcus Mariota. We don't want 2016 to happen all over again, you know what I mean? So should the Raiders entertain any trade talks about Marcus Mariota heading into the trade deadline? Yes or no? Let me know down in the comments below. Now, I know I've been talking about the Raiders being sellers so far in this video, but they have also been buyers as well. Shout out to our GM, Mike Milk, for making calls around, finding out trade availabilities on certain players to help bring in and build this team to become contenders this year. One of those guys being Lions defensive tackle / defensive end Michael Brockers. Brockers, at 30 years old and 7 games this season, has totaled 21 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 4 quarterback hits, 1 sack, and 4 QB pressures. Now, the Lions acquired Brockers for a 7th round pick from the Rams, and Brockers signed a 3-year, $24 million deal with the Lions. Brockers is an elite run defender on the defensive line, and for a Raiders team that struggles against the run, this will be a huge addition to the defense. Now, the asking price for Michael Brockers could range around a 5th to 7th round pick, and if that is the case, the Raiders should definitely pull the trigger. You imagine bringing Brockers onto this defensive line to help the run defense? Heck, we're already saw solid against the pass, but just to help bolster up this run defense to make them that much better could definitely put us into contention for the Super Bowl this year. And I believe that's the ultimate goal for this season. Now, the Raiders did not stop there because we also called about Eagles defensive tackle Fletcher Cox. According to Dan Celio, the Eagles have received calls regarding their 6-time Pro Bowler Fletcher Cox. Two teams he mentioned were the Raiders and the Titans. Now, Cox, 31 years old, this season has totaled 12 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 1 sack, 4 quarterback hits, 1 fumble recovery, and a touchdown, also adding 16 quarterback pressures and 7 run stops. Cox would be a huge addition to this defense, especially if we want to make a big run in the playoffs. I'm telling you guys, we are not playing around at all. And imagine adding a guy like Fletcher Cox to this defensive line. My goodness, in between of Yannick Ngakoue and Max Crosby would definitely propel us into one of the better defensive lines in the NFL. Now, my only concern is his contract and what we would give up to get Fletcher Cox. Maybe we could shoot Clelin Ferrell over there and a mid-round pick, and maybe we could bring him over to the dark side. Who knows? Now, I know that we have a solid group of guys on the defensive line on a 1-year contract, but if we found a way to bring on Fletcher Cox to this team,
my neck and my back.
This just goes to show that Mike Mayock is all in on this season, and we could definitely make a big run if we make the right moves at the trade deadline. So Raider Nation, would you guys want to go out and trade for Fletcher Cox and bring him on to the dark side? Is that a yes or a no? Let me know down in the comments below. Now, the last question I want to ask you guys, Raider Nation, is D-Jax to Vegas? Now, there are reports going around that the Rams and wide receivers DeSean Jackson have agreed to mutually seek a trade. Maybe third time's the charm, who knows? I mean, you guys remember that thing back in the days, the D-Jax to Oakland movement? Everybody was talking about it and it never went through, but who knows? Should the Raiders make a call to probably bring him over to the dark side now here in Vegas? I mean, Jackson could still be a deep threat, and imagine the DC to D-Jax connection out there. Ooh, wait. Now, I do understand that this is probably not a possibility. I know we just let go of a guy in Willie Snead who complained about not having a lot of snaps out there. Heck, even before the season started, John Brown complained about not having a lot of burn out there as well. So I wouldn't even know how much burn D-Jax would get on this team, especially with the young receivers that we already do have on the squad. But I just had a bit of a nostalgic feeling seeing that D-Jax was available out there in trade talk. So I just wanted to ask you guys, Raider Nation, should we consider bringing DeSean Jackson to Las Vegas? Let me know down in the comments below. All right, Raider Nation, that is all I have for you guys today on this episode of Nation News. If you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button. If this is the first time you're coming across my channel and you love the Las Vegas Raiders, then hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon button just to notify you guys when I upload more videos just like this. Until the next video, this is your boy Simone Raider, and your boy is
And you tell them one thing. Just win, baby.